Dear students, welcome to our channel Online Class with Hema. In this video, we are going to see answers for assignment for subject Biobotany for class 12. So, let's start this video. For first question, the correct answer is option A, 10 micrometer. For second question, the correct answer is option B, embryo sac. For third question, the correct answer is option A, paddy. For fourth question, the correct option is both A and D. So I have marked both the answers. Sporogenous cell is hypodermal. Next, for option D, ovules have single layer of nucleus tissue. For fourth question, the options are both options, option A and D. Then for fifth question, the correct answer is option B, P. Maheshwari. Next, for sixth question, the correct answer is option D, seed. Next, for seventh question, the correct option is option C, Calotropis. Next, for eighth question, the correct option is option A, Amphitropus. For ninth question, the correct answer is option A, Ornithophily. For ninth question, the correct option is option A, Ornithophily. Then for 10th question, the correct answer is option D, liquid nitrogen. So we have completed the multiple choice questions. Now we are going to go part B, very short answer. So for first question, we are going to see the answer. Sexual reproduction involves the production and fusion of male and female gametes. They are asking what is sexual reproduction. So this is first point. For sexual reproduction, this is first point, and second point is this is the second point. Sorry for distracting. So the former is called gametogenesis and the later is called the process of fertilization. This is the second point for sexual reproduction. Next, second question, define the term diplospory. Answer for that question is a diploid embryo sac is formed from megaspore mother cell without a regular meiotic division. It is a type of apomixis. For example, Eupactorium and Erva. So this is the correct answer for second question. Copy it down. Next, for third question, what is polonium? For that, the correct answer is in some plants, all the megaspores in a microsporangium remain held together, called polonium. For example, Calotropis. In some plants, all the microspores in a microsporangium remain held together, called polonium. Example, Calotropis. Next, for fourth question, the correct answer is what is stomium? The correct answer is in a anther, cells along the junction of the two sporangia of a anther lobe lack the endothecium and thickenings. Next, second point, this region is called stomium and helps in dehiscence of anther at maturity. This is the answer for fourth question. Copy it down. Next, for fifth question, this is the last question for part B. So, what is poropollen? The correct answer is, first point, it is a substance present is exine of is, okay. So, present is exine of pollen grain exine of pollen, it is a word, exine of pollen, grain pollen, okay. It is derived from carotenoids. Next, second point, it helps to withstand high temperature and is resistant to strong acid, alkali and enzyme action. This is the second point. Next, third point, it preserves the pollen for long periods in fossil deposits and it also protects pollen during its journey from anther to stigma. This is third point. So copy it down. Next, we are moving to part C. Short answer. List any two strategy adopted by bisexual flowers to prevent self-pollination. The correct answer is two types of strategies adopted by bisexual flowers to prevent self-pollination. There are two types of strategies. One is maturation of stamens and stigma and other one is arrangement of stamens and stigma. So first we are going to see maturation. So anthers and stigmas mature at different times in bisexual flowers are known as dichogamy. Next, first point, in that maturation of stamens and stigma, it is a subdivision and in that there are two subdivisions. Protandry. In protandry, stamens mature earlier than stigmas. For example, Helianthus and Clerodendrum. Next, second subdivision, protogyny. Stigmas mature earlier than stamens. Examples, Coropularia nodosa and Aristolochia bactita. Next, second one, arrangement of stamens and stigma. Hercogamy. Essential organs like stamens and stigma arranged in such a way that self-pollination becomes impossible. So see here, essential organs like stamen and stigma arranged in such a way that self-pollination becomes impossible. So for example, Chlorisa superba. Style is reflexed away from the stamen. Style is reflexed away from the stamen. Next, for hibiscus, stigmas far above the stamen. Next, second question. The endospore of angiosperm is different from gymnosperm. Do you agree? Justify or answer. So, for answer for this question is, first you have to write yes, I agree. They have asked, do you agree? So, yes, I agree. Then we have to differentiate between the endosperm of angiosperm and endosperm of gymnosperm. So, for endosperm of angiosperm, the differentiations are, it is formed after fertilization, and in this it is formed before fertilization. It is a triploid tissue. It is a haploid tissue. The function is to nourish the developing embryo. It acts as the female gametophyte. Gametophyte, it is a continuation, female gametophyte, and later acts as a nutritive tissue. So, at last we have to write, thus the endosperm tissue is different in angiosperm and gymnosperms. Next, for third question in part C is, endothecium is associated with dehiscence of anther. Justify the statement. So, for this question, the first point is, endothecium is a single layer of radially elongated cells below the epidermis of anther wall. Next, second point is, the inner tangential cell wall, the inner tangential wall develops bands or thickenings of alpha cellulose. Next, third point, the cells at the junction of two sporangia of an anther lobe lacks thickening, and this region is called stomium. Then stomium, along with the hygroscopic nature of endothecium, helps in the dehiscence of anther at maturity. Next, we are going to see fourth question. Pollination in gymnosperms is different from angiosperms. Give reason. So, we have to differentiate between gymnosperm pollination and angiosperms pollination. Direct pollination is seen since pollen are directly deposited on the exposed ovules. Indirect pollination is seen since pollens are deposited on the stigma of the pistil. Pollination is by anemophilous mode, that is only by wind. For angiosperms pollination can be self-pollination or cross-pollination by various agents like air, water, insects, etc. Next, for fifth question, what is the question? It is the last question in part C. Dicot and monocot seed difference. So, dicot seed, monocot seed. This is the differentiation. Any three they have asked. So, the seed coat is distant from the fruit coat or pericarp. The seed coat is distant from the fruit coat or pericarp. Next, in monocot seed, the seed coat is fused with the pericarp. This is the first point. Next, second point is, the seed encloses two cotyledons. The seed encloses only a single cotyledon. Next, third one, The seed coat is differentiated into outer testa and inner tegmen. Outer testa and inner tegmen. Here, the seed coat is unilayered and is inseparable from the pericarp. Next, fourth point, they have asked any three, but I have written five points. You can write any three. The seed coat is unilayered and is inseparable from the pericarp. Next, fourth point, the two cotyledons enclose the embryonic axis in between them. The embryo is found in the cotyledon. Next, fifth point, in the endospermic seed, the endosperm encloses the embryo. For monocot seed, the endosperm is found above the embryo. The endosperm and the embryo are separated by the epithelium. So we have completed part C. Now we are going to part D. What is the question is that give a detailed account on parthenocarpy, add a note on its significance. So we have to write about parthenocarpy and its significance. So first, parthenocarpy, fruit-like structures develop from the ovary without the act of fertilization. Such fruits are called parthenocarpic fruits. This is the first point. Next, second point. Many commercial fruits are made seedless. Example, banana, grapes and papaya. Third point, NITS in 1963 classified parthenocarpy into three types. They are genetic parthenocarpy, environmental parthenocarpy, chemically induced parthenocarpy. So we are going to say about genetic parthenocarpy. Genetic parthenocarpy arises due to hybridization or mutation. Example, citrus and cucurbita. Environmental parthenocarpy. Environmental conditions like frost, fog, low temperature, high temperature, etc. induce parthenocarpy. Example, low temperature for the 3 to 19 hours induces parthenocarpy in pears. Next, chemically induced parthenocarpy. Application of growth promoting substances like auxins and gibberellins induces parthenocarpy. Next, we are going to write about its significance. So first point, have great significance in horticulture. Next, second point, have great commercial importance. Third point, used for preparation of jams, jellies, sauces, fruit drinks, etc. And fourth point, high proportion of edible part is available due to the absence of seeds. So we are going to see second question. In second question, they have asked what is endosperm and its types. So they have asked about endosperm and its type. So the question, for that question, the answer starts from here. You have to write starting from this, and you have to write about nuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm. Then you have to draw this diagram: nuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm, halobial endosperm, ruminate endosperm. Then you have to write about allobial endosperm, and in this you have two types, that is non-endospermous. In this non-endospermous we are seeing and in next page you can see endospermous. So non-endospermous, endospermous, and ruminate endosperm. Till examples for ruminate endosperm. So till this you have to write for second question for part D. What is endosperm and its type? So we have completed this answers for assignment for subject biobotany. Thank you.